Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Trent here. Today is Wednesday, aka National Comic Book Day, and some of you may know this about me, but I am a big comic book fan. But I have not been collecting comics uh, routinely for about 8 years. Since moving and going to school and everything, I just kind of fell out of that hobby. I would still read a comic every once in a while online, but I wasn't really collecting single issues as much as I used to before. And today was the first time I've been back to a comic book store in 8 years. So I wanted to go over what I got today, the reasons why I got some of these books, and what I'm going to be reading. To start us off, the first one I got was Battle Beast from the Invincible universe, issue 1. This week I really prioritized trying to find series that were just starting, so I could start and get in on the very first issue, and I thought this was the perfect start for me. I'm a big fan of the Invincible TV show. I haven't read the comics, there's a lot there, but I thought this was a really good starting point. It's by Robert Kirkman. I really have no idea about it. I mean, I think it seems like right up my alley. I love this universe. I love this character. I think he's really cool in the show. What I've seen about from him from the comics also seems very interesting. And then also at the comic book store, I got this as well. I've never seen this before. They called it a blind bag, and I bought it because I thought this was like a variant cover. It's not. There's something inside this. So this, I'm going to be opening this up on camera for the first time. I think it's going to be like a variant cover inside. It just like slides right open. All right, I don't think I'm going to be able to keep the bag intact. Let's open this up here. All right. Oh, it's upside down. Okay, here we go. I'm not looking. Whoa! Look at that. That's pretty cool. The guy at the comic book store said that some of them straight up have issue 2 in them, which is really cool. There we go. I also need to buy a bunch of bags and boards because I don't have any bags or boards. So this is the first one I got. Battle Beast #1, the main cover, and then the variant cover. Coming up next, I got a whole bunch of these. I've been reading them online, so I just like picked up all the ones I could find at the comic book store. So this week, just came out, hot off the presses, Godzilla versus X-Men. For those who know me, I'm a big kaiju fan. I love Godzilla. I love King Kong. So every time there's like one of these types of crossovers, I always remember getting these, and I'm a sucker for these types of crossovers. So I got Godzilla versus X-Men, and then there were a couple back issues at the store too. So I also picked up Godzilla versus Fantastic Four, Godzilla versus Spider-Man. This one's pretty cool. I've read this one. This is a really cool issue. And then finally, Godzilla versus Hulk. Yeah, I love this cover. This is so cool. And then I know that they're also doing a Godzilla versus Justice League sequel, and I'm pretty excited for that. But yeah, I got all these Godzilla books. Gotta bag them. Next up, it's another crossover. We got Predator versus Spider-Man. This one I think actually came out a couple weeks ago. I read it. I forgot how gory some comic books can get. This one really threw me off the minute I started reading it because it really hits you right off the bat with how violent these some of this is. But this is a pretty interesting book. It very much hooked me from the first issue. The way it ends, it's a really cool cliffhanger. I love reading comics because whenever they introduce a character and you're like, oh, that completely makes sense that they'd be in this story, and it has one of those moments. So yeah, Predator versus Spider-Man by Benjamin Percy. They also had Avengers versus Alien, I think I saw. I'm reading it, but they only had like one of the issues, and I'm very much like a completionist. So if I'm gonna collect them, I want to get all of them. I got issue 1 of One World Under Doom, issue 3, and then issue 4 of One World Under Doom by Ryan North and art by R.B. Silva. This series is what got me back into collecting comic books. Because after the 3rd issue, if you guys have been reading this, the 3rd issue, there's a cliffhanger at the end. I was like, you got it. They're cooking with this one. So it's been very interesting watching it all unfold month by month. So I was like, I need to get in on this. So yeah, One World Under Doom 1, 3, and 4 by Ryan North. That's what I got. And then also I picked up 2 back issues. I got The Immortal Thor, cover art by Alex Ross. My comic book store has like these big boxes that just separate covers by artists, and this is by Alex Ross. I love Alex Ross. I love his art. I love this cover. It reminds me of me and my brother. It's Thor and Hercules having an arm wrestling contest. Really cool. I've never read this. I'm probably going to crack it open at some point to read this, but yeah, I'm very hyped about that. And then the other one I got was Thanos, the Infinity Watch, the annual variant edition. This is a cool cover. I love that smirk he's got on his face. Wow, this is what I picked up. I'm noticing now I didn't get anything from DC. I want to get into the DC comics. Since I've gone back into reading comics, I've mostly been doing the Marvel stuff. But I know the Absolute Superman, Batman, those guys have been really good, so I want to get into those. So when I got to the store, I think they were on Absolute Batman number 8 this week. I was like, dang, if I get that, then I need to get 1 through 7. So that's the whole thing. But I will get into those, because those Absolute Superman, Absolute Batman, those seem right up my alley. I love those heroes. And then last but not least, outside of all the Marvel stuff I got Transformers issue 20 by Daniel Warren Johnson. I've been reading this series. This series is also another reason why I've been getting so into comic books. I don't know if a lot of people are reading these books. They gotta, because they're at issue 20. This series is so good. Daniel Warren Johnson's kind of solidified himself as like one of my favorite writers at the moment because of this. So I remember back in the day when I was first collecting comic books, I never went to the independent stuff outside Marvel DC. This might be one of my first Image comics that I've ever owned. And I'm super happy that's this, because I'm a big fan of the Transformers series as well. And this is definitely a standout. And then that is it for this week. I spent a little bit of a pretty penny this week kind of going through all this, but I feel like I'm catching up, trying to catch up on everything that's been going on. So yeah, that's everything I'm reading this week. I'm just currently just trying to get back into the swing of things, trying to figure out what comic book stores I want to go to. I went to 2 today. It was a very fun experience. I'm very happy and glad to have the opportunity to do something like this again with my time and diving back into these stories that I enjoy so much. All right, well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Hopefully I'll be back next week. All right, have a good one, guys. Peace.